I'm president of a group that's been organized to help preserve the old river bridge that was at the foot of River Street here in Benton. We had a group meeting, a small group, about a year ago. Randy Porter, Bill White, Jabba Edmondson contacted me, and we sat down at the table and talked about what it would take to get a group together that would ultimately get a plan together to save the old river bridge. Some of you may know, a lot of you probably don't. The old river bridge was built in 1891, long before the State Highway Department was ever created. That bridge crossed the Saline River on what was called the Southwest Trail. The Southwest Trail was an Indian path that predated the white man coming into this area. And River Street is part of that Southwest Trail. Later it was named the Military Road. But the old iron bridge, the old river bridge, 1891 vintage, is still there. It's not available to the public. It has not been used to put a vehicle across since 1974. But our intention was to refurbish that bridge and put it back into public use as a walking bridge across the river. The idea was to have a regional park on both sides of the river where the public would once again have access to this historical place in Saline County. A lot of history right there. In 1815, the first white settlers came there, and the place was called Saline Crossing. Long before Benton was ever a town, long before any other settlement in Saline County, Saline Crossing was the first location. It was also the first location of a post office. A man named William Lockhart settled there in 1815 with his family. He was a postmaster. And of course that's in the floodplain area of the Saline River. Saline River would get out of its banks, and eventually the population had to go into higher ground, and Benton became a town in the mid-1830s, long after Mr. Lockhart had already established a crossing there. It's called Saline Crossing. So when this group came together, and we called a public meeting where all interested parties came to the meeting, and we had about 30 or more people come, we agreed that we needed to create a foundation, a state chartered foundation that would be charitable, tax exempt, solicit contributions to help restore the bridge. We've named that group Saline Crossing Regional Park and Recreation Area Incorporated by the state of Arkansas. Currently, we have application for an IRS 501c3 and expect to have that shortly. Monthly, we meet, and each one of our meetings, we've been pleased to have new folks come. If everyone showed up at the same time, we'd probably have 50 or more people here. Our association, again, we've been meeting now for several months, and we have a membership arrangement where for $100, a person can become a lifetime member of Saline Crossing. At this point, we have 19 registered lifetime members. The intention of our group, again, is to preserve not only the old river bridge, but to re-establish the historical place that Saline Crossing was founding in this area. Establish a regional park where we'll have nature interpretive, nature walks, walking trails, horseback, equestrian type trails, maybe even paddle boats, certainly a boat launch on the Saline River there at the old river bridge. The old river bridge is still a popular fishing hole where youngsters go, and it's hard to get to, but somehow they always are able to find those nice places to have a cool dip. So anyway, the intention would be to open that area up and have a beautiful recreation area that would have a visitor center, have a historical museum, have an access to the river that the public would feel comfortable and safe. It would be managed and regulated so that the public could be available there anytime that they would like. The recreation that we're talking about, not only the equestrian trail, the bike trails, the hiking trails, the nature interpretives, but paddle boats, inner tubes, canoes, zip lines across the river, back and forth. Our plan would include that area of the river from the Interstate 30 crossing all the way down past the old river bridge. It's about 1.5 miles of river frontage. Right now it's inaccessible to the public, and it's a fabulous treasure that's yet to be developed. So Saline Crossing Regional Park and Recreation Area, Inc. is the organization that we're talking about, and we are actively involved in developing that project. We're planning an anniversary party coming up in October, where the public certainly would be invited to come, and we'll probably have some historical skits that would help explain the history of Saline Crossing. And we have a number of different speakers that are available to help identify what the project's all about. We're open to the public. Again, we're a publicly chartered operation, and we meet every month. Usually it's here in Tyndall Park at the Gene Moss building. Our designated monthly meeting night is the third Thursday night. And because of scheduling conflicts here, sometimes we have to meet on other nights. But for the month of September, and also for the future, our intent would be to meet here on the third Thursday night. We invite the public to come and be part of it. Our motto is we want to save the old bridge, save that Saline River Bridge. But we also want to create that recreation area and open the river up that the public can enjoy it. So we want you to be part of it. Come join us.
You mentioned the $100 lifetime membership. Are there other memberships available besides that one?
A basic membership, which entitles that member on an annual basis, is only $10. Right now we're operating on a grassroots meeting concept, meaning if you show up at the meeting, you get to vote. But we're encouraging folks to buy memberships. Again, it's a not-for-profit organization. It's a it's a private charity. We do not accept governmental taxes or any other source of funding, so it's strictly contributions from the public, tax exempt, with a dedicated purpose to save the old bridge. And we appreciate your interest, and you're invited to be part of us.
Do you have a website or a phone number that someone could contact if they were interested in joining?
Early on, we have talked about the need for a web page. We don't have that at this time. However, contacts can be made by phone. My phone number is 778-8661 for more information. We try to keep our meetings publicized in local media, so keep your eyes open. But generally, the third Thursday night of each month, we're going to meet right here and continue to talk about this project.
Thank you very much.